Most people try to communicate with words, but trust, well, it's built long before the first sentence lands. Now, people size you up in seconds. They decide whether to open up, whether to follow your lead, or pull back, all before you say anything. And if you've ever walked away from a conversation wondering why people didn't connect, or didn't trust you, or didn't follow your direction, it wasn't your message, most probably. It was the signals you were sending without knowing it. Today, I'll show you 10 nonverbal cues that immediately change how people feel about you. Now, this isn't body language theory, and it's not decoding micro expressions, just practical influence, the kind you can use naturally without pretending to be someone you're not. If you've ever felt misunderstood, if people hesitate with you, if prospects pull away, or if your presence doesn't carry the weight you know it should, this video will fix the foundation so people trust you faster than ever before. Now, before we get into the first cue, remember that everything I'm teaching here connects with the three paths I built for you. We'll start with the free Narrow Influence Project, and that's where you'll get ongoing insight every week. The links are below. Let's get into it. Okay, cue number one, the micro pause before responding. When someone finishes speaking, pause for a brief moment. This single beat communicates groundedness and certainty. People read it as intelligence and authority because you're not rushing to react. It also helps you to make sure you're not going to try to steal their story or their comments, but that you're hearing and absorbing and taking it all in. You're processing. And that instantly makes them feel safer. Now, this cue alone can change how people experience you. Okay, cue two, the slow nod. A slow, subtle nod, not rapid bobbing, signals, I hear you, I'm in sync with you. Humans are wired to relax when they feel understood, and this nod gives them experience without you ever having to say a word. All right, cue number three, open hand positioning. When your hands are visible and open, people subconsciously interpret that as no threat. Hidden hands signal uncertainty or guarded intention. Open hands expand connection. And this is why I teach influence through lowering resistance. Open hands, it'll get you there fast. All right, cue number four, the calm face. So you don't need to smile all the time, and you certainly don't need to perform. A calm, neutral face tells people, I'm not judging you. I'm steady. I'm safe. This is emotional field control, one of the deepest layers of real influence. Your face sets the tone for how the whole interaction feels. Okay, cue number five, breathing they can feel. So people unconsciously match the breathing of the person they perceive as most centered. If your breathing is slow and steady, they tend to drop into that rhythm with you. And this reduces their internal tension and it makes them much more receptive. It's pacing and leading, and it's done through physiology. All right. Now, before we go deeper, let me remind you how to keep momentum with this. If you want to stay plugged into influence insights like these, start with the free Neuro Influence Project. It'll give you weekly lessons across sales, leadership, negotiation, and communication. If you want more depth, the Influence Architects membership gives you hundreds of hours of training to truly develop these skills. And if you're ready for mastery, the highest level, right? That's what the Power Influence Mastery is for. And the links are below in the description. So let's continue. All right, cue number six, The forward lean at the right moment. Now, most people lean too much and too often, but if you lean once, at the moment you want something to land, you signal importance. It punctuates your message without saying, this is important, right? Your body, it's doing the emphasis. Okay, cue number 7, relaxed shoulders. Your shoulders tell everyone exactly how you feel, even if they don't consciously notice. Tight shoulders create pressure in the room. Relaxed shoulders create confidence. People mirror your state. If you carry tension, they feel tension. If you carry ease, they feel ease. Cue number 8, the stillness cue. When you become still, truly still, people lock onto you. Stillness creates gravity. Movement creates uncertainty. Stillness communicates power in hypnosis, in leadership, in negotiation. Stillness is one of the strongest signals you can send. Now, let's go to cue number 9, eye contact in intervals. So we're not going to do this constant staring to try to act like, you're strong. It'll backfire. So it's not darting around. You hold eye contact for a beat, look away, and then you go ahead and return. This creates rhythm. It creates pressure, and it signals confidence. It doesn't create the kind of pressure that says, you got to do what I say, or I'm the king and you're nothing. It actually lowers that. What it does is it allows them to feel like they can connect with you, like everything's good. It creates the pressure of lowering all of the stress. So we could call it almost the opposite of pressure. I like to think of it though as it is positive pressure. You're guiding their attention. You're not forcing it. You're not grabbing it. And cue number 10, directional gaze. I love this one. I use this all the time. So when you talk about the future, you could look slightly forward. Think about what Christians do when they, often, at least anyway, when they talk about the Lord, they look up or they raise their hands, right? They're gesturing to where they are talking about. Okay, so you could look slightly forward or slightly up like this, right? When referencing the past, glance slightly to the side. Now, you can do this with gestures as well. You can gesture to the past. Now, I think my camera flips the screen. So if you were live with me, you'd see this is my left hand, and I'm gesturing to the commonly accepted area of the past. This would be the commonly accepted area of the future. And so you can do it with gestures along with where you're looking. Now, this is symbolic direction. It's not NLP eye accessing cues. It anchors your words in a spatial frame that people feel more, and they feel it. Okay. It's not something that most people pay attention to. It's not something they are aware of consciously. They just feel more like it's congruent. Okay. It signals them that everything from the past up to the future is going the way it should. Really small movements, big impact. All right, so let's tie this all together. These cues work not because they're tricks, but because they align with how human beings interpret safety, certainty, and presence. People don't trust words first, they trust the way you show up. Nonverbal cues shape the emotional field long before logic enters the conversation. When you master these 10, everything you say afterwards lands deeper, smoother, and cleaner. Trust becomes the default. Influence becomes a natural consequence of your presence. and interactions that used to feel complicated become simple and predictable. All right. If you want to take this further, the Neuro Influence Project is the most accessible place to start. It's free. It's fast. Oh, did I mention it's free? And it gives you ongoing training across 6 influence domains. So if you enjoy this video, that's where you'll get the next layer of understanding. The Influence Architects membership is built for people who want to transform the way they communicate, lead, sell, and negotiate. It includes a massive library of training, Q&A implementation sessions, and new material added regularly. If you want consistent growth, that's your path. And the Power Influence Mastery is the deep end. That's where we upgrade your identity, your persuasion power, your strategic thinking, and your ability to move people without force or pressure. It's designed for leaders, entrepreneurs, and those who truly want to master the craft. You'll find everything in the description. Choose the level you want to step into. Remember, trust is built long before you speak. Use these cues and watch how people lean in, open up, and follow your lead naturally. You know what? Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.